Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, depending on where you are in this beautiful planet of ours. Today is the 6th of June, 2024, and it's Emotional Intelligence Day. And as a self-awareness and emotional literacy specialist, I thought I'd make my contribution to raise awareness to this important skill. I'm going to start by reading a little quote to honor the two US American psychologists who coined this term. Peter Salovey and John Mayer coined this term emotional intelligence that refers to a learned ability to perceive, understand, and express our feelings accurately and to control our emotions so that they work for us and not against us. So I have created a little formula and I will share that with you. I will be sharing my screen so that I can cater for different learning abilities. And it's very simple. We're going to be... Okay, so let's talk about emotional intelligence. It is an innate ability, intelligence that needs to be tapped into, worked on all our lives, really, because at the end of the day, we go through life experiencing life with other people, with the external world, which evokes emotions within us. And it's important for us to be able to understand our emotions in a way that we are able to manage them, to control them, and not allow them to control us, because that is where the danger lies, really. So, like cognitive abilities, emotions also have this intelligence within us that needs to be worked on. So essentially, emotions are energy in motion, and they are meant to flow. They are meant to be felt. They are not meant to be suppressed. We are not meant to suppress our feelings. That is where the danger really is. So let's have a look at the formula that I created. So human beings have this ability to empathize, which means that we are able to have an understanding of what someone else might be feeling. So this is the kind of glue that connects us to be able to feel to have an understanding, not feel exactly, but to have an understanding of what someone else might be feeling. So it's an important skill. It's a muscle that needs to be worked on. So I created this formula, and the letter M is for management. It's important for us to be, in order for us to really work through, activate this ability to perceive, understand, and control our emotions, we need to find ways to manage our emotions. So how do we do that? Well, it's first thing in my experience that is important for us to do is to observe what we are feeling, to observe what is going on, rather than push it aside, brush it aside, suppress it, pretend it's not there, and deny it. The worst thing we can do is to deny our emotions and pretend they are not there. So whatever it is that is going on in your life, take a moment. If you're going through something that is very, very challenging, take a moment to observe how you're feeling. Where in the body is that feeling coming from? And to what event or experience does it relate to? Then it's important for us to talk. You can talk to a professional, you can talk to friends, you can talk to family. And you can also talk to yourself, which is something very healthy to do. You can use a mirror to do that. You can use journaling to do that. Talking, it doesn't have to be necessarily a verbal conversation. You can validate. It's important to validate and talk through, process. So it's part of processing. And invariably, talking, depending on what you're going through, leads to tears, which is cathartic and important to release the charge of the emotion that you are experiencing. Once you have talked and cried and expressed and processed, then you begin to have some insights into what might be behind, because it's not, sometimes we are feeling a certain way, but we can't really put our finger on what exactly it is that is causing that feeling. It sometimes is a combination of many things that we have gone through. So it's once you have you sat down, you've to manage, to observe and talk through, then you can start to have insights into what is behind that emotion. And then, and that is the key element, you have options. Because here's the thing, what matters really is what it doesn't, it's not what is important, it's not what happens to you, is what you can do about it. It's not what happens to us that really matters. What really matters is what we're going to do about it. So when we look at the options, the most important question, the most empowering question that you can ask is that, okay, well, this is happening, this is how I'm feeling, what can I do about it? The answer might not come immediately, but it will come. It's I can promise you that, that there is an answer for everything. So then once you've gone through that process, you start to neutralize the emotion, which means that the emotion doesn't have the charge and the power that it had you not investigated it. So that is very, very simple. I'm not going to take too long. It's just my 2 cents on what on one of the ways that we can empower ourselves to deal with our emotions and create. You can do this time and time again, because life goes on. We carry on experiencing, and especially this day and age, there is so much going on, and we are affected by the external world, and it's important, it's from the inside that we can resolve situations from an empowered state. So once you have decided, because it's about taking personal responsibility. No one can do that for you. You can have assistance, people can help, but at the end of the day, it's your life, it's your responsibility to develop and to tap into and activate. It's like a muscle. It's like going to the gym and work out. You need to work on this ability, this inner muscle that emotional intelligence really is. So then once you have observed what's going on and you have talked about it, you've had a little tear and cry, and you've got some insight, and you are able to look at the options that you have, you neutralize the power of the emotion, and the one thing left for you to do is to smile. So my name is Eliana, and this was my contribution, my take on emotional intelligence. And it's important for us to raise the awareness of this important skill. It is a skill that every single one of us must learn. It's your responsibilities, my responsibility to keep my emotions in check, So, and it's your responsibility to do the same so that we can live in a world where we can have more harmony. Okay, so this is it. Thank you very much. Oh, by the way, on Tuesday, the 18th of June, I'm going to be giving a talk, and I'm going to go a little bit deeper. I'm going to be running a workshop about the emotions, but in a holistic way. So the talk is called The Living Flower, and I look forward to sharing that with anyone out there in this interesting world that we live in. Okay, this is it for me. I will stop my screen and I will stop the recording. Thank you.